family, it's Dr. Julie here with
Dr. Lindsay, and we are so glad that you are joining us for Healthy at Home. We thought what better way to bring it to you than from the comfort of our own home. So that's where we're at, as you guys get to sit comfortably, hopefully with a nice warm cup of coffee or a warm cup of tea next to you as we get to walk through this. And our goal as we go through this is to really help encourage and empower you guys and ourselves as we walk through this really unique time together, to allow us just to move forward in our health goals, but also find some really focused time with our family as well. We're going to cover some really great things as we walk through this, and we're so glad that you're here with us today.
Yeah, so there's going to be 4 major topics we're going to be covering. We'll bullet through each one of those. First one's going to be focus and fun. So how to stay focused and still have fun with your family through this time. How you can best stabilize your spine through this time. If you can't make it to the office, we want to make sure you are empowered to be able to take the best care of yourself and your family. The third topic is going to be how to fuel your family well through this time. So we know a lot of people have been stocking up on things, so we're hoping you'll have all the main ingredients you need to keep your family super fueled and fed really well through this time. So we'll give you some tips on that. And then also how to move and groove and really just have fun with each other as you exercise and enjoy the time you're getting all together. So we can't wait for you to hear all the things we're going to share and hopefully walk away with some awesome action steps, some start doing, stop doing, and just empowering things to be able to do with your family as we walk through this time.
We hope it's fun, we hope it's educational, and we can't wait to get started. So tune in and here we go.
Alright.
Part 1, focus
and fun.
Here we go.
Woohoo!
Alright, so for focus and fun, what we're going to talk about first with you guys is it's really important as we just think about the craziness of the world right now. We really need to make sure that we are setting the tone and the energy for the day. I know as a mom, as we work together in business, that our tone for the day really sets how the day is going to go, and it feeds people around us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big thing we have to start our day
we
with.
have influence over others around us.
Absolutely, and it's all set by how we start the day off right. So our first tip today for you for focus and fun is really make sure that when you get up in the morning, you're able to get some time just to really understand what's important for the day, where your focus is. Because when we have great energy and we're ready to rock that day, our kids are going to feed off of it completely. And even as we go into work, some of you guys are working from home and it's tough to balance it all. You got to really make sure that you have great energy as you tackle that day.
Yeah, so it's not just about energy, but it's filling ourselves up to pour out for the day. So there's so many demands that come on us, whether as moms, as dads, as siblings. Like, there's just so many hats that we wear that we want to make sure that we're fully filled to be able to pour out the best that we can. And that's going to be crucial, especially during this time when there's so much stress and anxiety in the world. We want to make sure that we are able to pour out, that no matter what comes, we're ready, that our peace is built up, that we are prepared and ready to handle and walk through whatever the day brings.
And I think that starts by just getting 10-15 minutes to yourself and really being able to just dive in. We love to do our prayer time in the morning, whether that's gratitude for you or meditation. Wherever you can just get that mindset right is really going to help not only you, but your entire family as you walk through this unique phase of focus and fun and this unique phase of life as we go through it together.
And the biggest thing with that we can find, the hardest part about it is finding the time to do it. So schedule it.
Absolutely.
Make it happen. We know it's important to do that, but doing it is another story. So start that today. That's going to be on your start list. Get that quiet time, get that focus time, set the tone for the day.
And schedule it in. Otherwise,
schedule it.
It will not get done.
Right.
We've been there.
We know how that goes.
Yeah.
And we've experienced it way too often.
Right. And speaking of schedule, that's our next tip for focus and
set
fun.
a schedule for the day.
Is that you guys are all trying to figure out new schedules. We all are. You've got some people all working at home. Kids are doing school at home now. And it's just really unique and trying to navigate through it all. So our second tip is really setting a schedule. Write it out. Big calendar so you can see it, the kids can see it. When are you going to work? When is your husband going to work? When is your significant other going to be off doing grocery shopping and trying to get the last paper towel roll?
Yeah, right. Creative time for the kids, reading time. Even have the kids get some quiet time too. It's important for them to get that kind of like solitude and just time just to be. When there's so much chaos and craziness going on, we want them to have time just to be as well. So setting the schedule is going to be key. Whether that even is setting lunchtime or nap time, whatever that is, set that schedule. And we know during this time too, every day literally has looked different for us. So we set the schedule and we know that we're going to stick to those, but sometimes we also need to learn to be adaptable through this time, because there are just things that are happening that are out of our control, but we know that we can be adaptable and make our schedules the best that they can for ourselves and our family. So
absolutely. And I think, as Dr. Lee even mentions that, I think about scheduling. She said scheduling lunches and dinner. I don't know about you guys, but our family has a really hard time sitting down and actually having that time together to talk, to connect. And maybe you guys are all sick of each other right now already. But what a great time for us to actually start implementing some new things. So even that lunchtime where we're all sitting down at the table together, at dinner time, whatever that might be, where you can talk about the day, talk about what
ask
we're
each other,
walking
hey,
through.
what was like the best part of your day? What was the hardest part of your day? And really get to what they experienced in the day. A lot of times they're like, how was your day? Well, I did this, I did that. Well, like, great, like the mailman could tell me I did all those things, right? So it's really connecting with each other and getting to the heart of like what makes you, what makes you laugh, what makes you the person that you are. And that's how family truly connects. And
being able to focus on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing that we can focus on, is really connecting with our family during this time. It's slowing us down, and it's really helping us just to be able to focus on quality time together instead of trying to shove food in our mouth and get out the door into the next gymnastics meet, but really just taking that time to slowly, one, enjoy the food, but two, spend time together as a family. It's a great time for us to start to implement that, for sure.
Yeah, another thing that we wanted to bring up in this too is there's so much going on in the news, in the media, which is important. We've been staying up to date with that as well too. But we're also encouraging some people to, you guys should take an e-fast. What that is an electronic fast. So whether that's taking a day or even like 3 hours for some people away from the news is going to be a challenge because they've been so immersed in it. But being able to pull out and unplug from that to really plug into being present. Because a lot of times that news, it's good to hear, but it can cause some anxiety and stress and doesn't set a good tone for us and for our families.
Right, and I think it's a challenge. We are all in a world right now where even social media, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, we are on our computer 24/7, and we really need to make sure that we're taking time to step away from that, because as Dr. Julie said, it is creating that anxious feeling inside of us, especially because it is so much stuff on the news, and it's heavy things that we're hearing, and it's important that we are able, like she said, be informed, but then also just be able to remove ourselves from that so that we can enjoy that time that we get to spend with our family and our friends during these weeks to come.
Yeah, it's finding a healthy balance, and you have to know what's the best balance for you. So we hope that you figure that out. We know that you can. Just figure out the start doing, stop doing, how much time is good, how much is not good, what starts to kind of weigh you down rather than lift you up. So remember that. And I think beyond this time, social media is a great platform, but it can also be a really dangerous platform. A lot of times what we're seeing is, hey, we're comparing our behind the scenes stuff to everybody else's highlight reel. And for me, if I get on that spinning cycle too much, it's more negative and comparison. It just kills my contentment. It's not good. So we want you to be aware of that during this time too. When we're home and we are like, hey, let me just scroll through Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever that is, it seems like a very simple, frivolous thing, mindless thing,
but it's impacting us.
You don't feel better afterwards. You know, it's not allowing you to fully stay positive or to fully just embrace who you are when you're looking at everybody else's life. So you're not fully present here and now. So that would be our other, hey, stop doing, start doing kind of list thing.
And I think too, even as EFAS, I just thought about this, is that there are times that, you know, my son Kobe is playing and I just hop on my phone real quick, and all of a sudden 5 minutes passes along and there's Kobe looking at me saying, like, Mom, play with me, Mom, look what I'm doing. And he sees that, so he is also going to start to understand that, you know, we're on our phones all the time, and they're going to start to implement that as well. And so wherever you are at with that, we all have different challenges, but I really encourage you to challenge yourself on this one. Whatever that might be, whether it's just being on your phone for an hour a day, whether it's removing it before you go to bedtime so you're not on that, whatever that challenge is, I just encourage you to really push yourself on this one.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of bedtime, the other thing that's going to be really important is sleep during this time.
Big time.
I think a lot of times what we can find ourselves doing when it's at night, either you end up scrolling through your news feed or you're watching TV. And the biggest thing you can do is turn that stuff off at least an hour before bed. Just to get your mind right. I think a lot of times during that time too, right before bed, I just schedule time to think about my thoughts, right? Otherwise our thoughts can consume us throughout the entire day. So schedule that time, get your thoughts out, get your mind right, like empty it all out so you can just fully truly rest and truly get some good sleep.
Yeah, and that's going to be important for boosting our immune system too,
100%.
Especially with everything going on. Finding good rest for your kids, sticking to your bedtime for your kids too. I know that we don't have the early morning rise for school these days, but sticking to that bedtime is going to be important because kids like routine, they like schedule. Yes. I find even we've allowed Kobe to stay up a little bit later and it just throws off his whole day.
Bleeds into the next day, right?
Which bleeds into my attitude. No. So it's important that we continue to get that good rest to boost our immune system, to help our body heal. That is when our body is going through that healing process.
It's rebooting, repairing, restoring, replenishing. It is fighting for your body literally while you're sleeping. It's the best thing ever.
And that's why, we have to make that important still. I know that we can get caught watching movies or being on our phone, like Dr. Julie said, but we find that it's a really great time for me and my husband even just to connect about the day, especially with the go, that life that we all tend to live. Yeah. Thankfully right now we're all get to kind of slow down a little bit, but schedule that time for good sleep.
And give yourself grace through it too. If you guys want to have a family movie night and it goes a little bit later than normal, that's okay. You're connecting. So you're finding, hey, what are our priorities? And you want to stick to those as much as you can through this time.
So that's focus and fun. We hope that you can take those tips as we talk about how to just stay focused through the day, keep your family on task, but also be productive as we continue to move forward in these next few weeks. Our next one for you is going to be
stabilize your spine.
Part two. Stabilizing your spine. This is going to be really important for us to cover today as one of the top 4 topics for us because we've all shifted gears.
Yeah.
People are working at home, kids are home, and guess what gets impacted as we're working from home? Our posture. And so we really want to make sure that we are giving you tips and ideas to make sure you're taking care of your spine and your posture because our posture implements our health and our immune system. And so we really have to make sure we hit this one hard today.
Yeah, I know as patients, you guys have seen this chart many times. You know the importance, the value of the nervous system and chiropractic. But just as a brief overview, we want to let you know how powerful our nervous system can be for our immune system. So God put the most amazing healing and functioning power up in this brain of yours. For your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, for anything to function the way that it should, it has to clearly communicate down the spinal cord and then out all those nerves to every organ, every tissue, literally every cell in our entire body. So we know that to have a strong immune system, our brain needs to be able to communicate to it, right? It just makes sense. So when we have stress happening, like physical, chemical, emotional, especially emotional right now, there's so much emotional stress out there. I mean, you feel it, I feel it, and if we're feeling it, we know everybody else is too. And that literally can affect the immune system. It suppresses the immune system. It puts us into this constant like fight or flight mentality. When you're running from a bear, that's the kind of fight or flight mentality we get into when we're constantly stressed like that. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy for our body, for our organs.
For healing or anything. And so really important for us when we have our spine and our posture in the right position, we can start to reduce stress internally so that when we do get faced with that emotional stress, when we get faced with the toxic stress, whatever that might be, our body can handle it at a better level instead of getting it hit from all 3 of those phases of stress. And so we really want to make sure when you guys are home, you're looking at your posture and you're making sure that you have it in the proper position. And so some things that we can do is, one, if you've got a computer screen at home, a lot of us are working on laptops now. So often when we think about laptops, what does it make us do? Head down, forward.
Yes.
Completely losing that curvature. And for you patients at our office right now, you guys know how important that curvature is.
Arc of life.
Arc of life, because it is so important. And so the number one tip that you can do if you are working on a laptop at home, even a desktop, lift it up. What happens instantly when we lift it up? Our head automatically goes up, creating a nice curvature happening. So great ways to do it is we know Amazon is #1 shopping right now for everybody. You can get some great ergonomic standing
sit-stand desks that can shift up, even just sit on your desk. You can get ones that literally, these are more expensive, like the actual unit that you're going to be sitting standing at. And I know a lot of you actually work off of your phone sometimes too. So one other thing that's going to be crucial during this time too are going to be prism glasses. So literally I can put these on.
Super super
really
cool looking.
But if I were
Really
holding
cool.
something underneath me, I can read it right now. So Dr. Lindsay, put your hands below me and show me how many fingers you're holding up.
Sorry.
3 fingers, all right? So proof's in the pudding, I can see. But it's going to be really good ways to make sure that we're working on restoring that curve and not looking down on our phones, scrolling through things, or writing emails.
And if you don't have the prism glasses and you're just on your phone for a little bit,
Hold it
posture's
up.
up here. Get a good bicep workout as you're screening through those areas. I know that we work from home often, and one thing that we use for our laptops is they have these really cool ergonomic desktop for laptops that lifts it up so the screen goes up higher, and that's been very helpful for us as we are plugging away in our computers, getting work done. But that's a really great way to help make sure that you are in that proper posture as you go forward. The other thing you want to think about is how you're sitting, because a lot of times we start to slouch, we recline back into the chair, but really making sure you've got that good lumbar support here as well. Because if we start to crush that spine and move it the opposite direction, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the nerves to our digestive tract,
And
down into the legs, creating low back pain,
right.
sciatica, and so you really want to make sure you have that great curvature happening as well. So some cool things that you can use for that. Our patients will have seen this before. It's called a lumbar wedge. You put it right behind your chair, and that's easy to, again, just lean against, create that support and that curvature as you go through that.
Yeah.
That would be a helpful tip. You can also, again, get some good back supports off Amazon.
If you don't have anything right now, roll up a towel, make sure it's evenly
fix.
distributed, put it right behind your back, better support than causing that like slouching feeling, and then you don't feel good afterwards either.
So it's great tips for as you're working from home, really making sure that you have a great chair to be sitting in, a good desk setup as you guys are working from that area. The other thing that we're going to encourage you to start doing or continue to do is, I'm sure you guys, if your patients, you all remember this, right? The cervical wedge, all of your at-home rehab kit, right?
And spinal molding, helping you hold those
adjustments. So if you have to go dust yours off, go find it, dust it off, and don't tell us that there was dust on it, because you should be using these already.
Yep.
But this is going to be really important. Obviously, for those of you who it's impossible to come to our office right now through these times, we want to make sure that you're doing the best rehab that you can to maintain those changes that you've gotten already, and also just allow your body to relax. This is going to create decreased stress in our spine, decreased stress to our body, and gives us just the time to calm down as well. So cervical wedge, you want to make sure that you're doing this at home, 10-15 minutes laying on the floor, making sure you have it set at the correct level for you. Again, creating that arc of life in our neck, taking that text neck, correcting that big time.
Taking pressure off that spinal cord, which essentially is going to help you remove stress, boost that immune system. It's going to help your body process and heal through all of home and work life.
Yes, absolutely. Other thing that you guys see at our office are the wobbles. Wobbles are really important for stretching out the low back, especially with the new work environment. Pumping nutrients to the disc, helping your body just heal and function. Feels good, looks good, you know. Be able to jam out as you just get to wobble. Kids love it. My little 3-year-old can't wait to wobble. He joins in the fun as we do this at home. But make sure that you're doing that as well. Again, as we are pumping nutrients into our body, it's also taking toxins out of those disc spaces, and that happens when we have increased stress. So it's going to be important that we continue to do that as well.
The other thing that's going to be crucial too, to help restore that curve and take extra pressure off there, Dr. Lindsay, would you grab that cervical traction unit?
Will.
So that we actually can set up on a wall unit, which we have at the office. But the other thing is, you can literally, we have units that patients get sent home with, and it goes over any door. So if you're homebound and you have a door in the bedroom or a door in the bathroom, wherever you're going to see it, remember to do it, put it there. And it's easy for the whole family to use. It's adjustable, you can shift it around. That's going to be another huge thing to be doing. And all of these spinal molding, these rehab kits to help with your posture, you want to be doing those at least daily, if not more than once a day. So they're going to be crucial to make sure that we're taking the stress off your nervous system and making sure you keep strong immune systems for you and the family as you guys are home.
Absolutely. So this is our challenge for stabilize your spine, checking your posture, doing your at-home rehab kit, and also holding each other accountable for making sure you're getting it done.
What do we need to stop doing? What do we need to start doing?
Absolutely.
Right? Everybody's going to have a different list.
And make sure you're doing it. We know this plays a big impact and a big role in our health and how we take care of it. And so the more things we can do at home, the better we're going to be feeling, the better we're going to be doing as we walk through this together.
Yeah, and if you've never had your spine checked, if you've never been aware of any interference along that nervous system, our office specializes in being able to assess, okay, where along that pathway are there areas being interfered with and ultimately affecting how you're healing, how you're functioning. So whether that's for you, your entire family, we love taking care of all ages, all varieties, just because we know the importance for every single person to have a fully functioning nervous system.
Best time to start is now or when they were born, right? Because even they continue to show even the birthing process, it's subluxation and pressure on those nerves. Think about how traumatic or how tough it is on the body
For
the mom
and for
and the baby. And so we continue to see that when babies are checked right away, so much quicker to correct the issue right when it happens versus when we're 70, 80, or 90. But the great thing is, no matter where we are, we can start that process now. And what we just continue to see with patients as they walk through this, being able to see their health just improve, their immune systems improve, it's a pretty powerful place to be at. So we always encourage that. We can't tell where our spine is at just by the outside, and so it's really important that we understand and get a good exam and evaluation to know exactly what's happening in our body. And so as we walk through this, we encourage you to, if you haven't been evaluated, to do so. And if you are a patient here, continue to do those at-home rehab kits for you and your family, and evaluating that posture as we continue to move forward.
Yeah, you're empowered to make changes, empowered to take care of yourself, and if you haven't taken the step to do that, we'd love to offer that opportunity to you. You just call the office, talk with Sammy, talk with me. We'll get a specific time set up for you and your family and get you guys on a truly awesome healing path.
Part 3, fuel your family. This is a big topic, especially now that we are all eating from home. We know that restaurants are closed down. I guess you can still get takeout, right?
Yes, you're not
but
eating there.
Most people are eating more and more food at home. So we want to talk about how we fuel our family, how we make sure we're getting good nutrients, because again, it's important to boost our immune system, make sure we're getting good nutrients, not only for ourselves, but also for our kids. And so that's what we're going to focus on in part 3.
Yeah, and in the first part, we were talking about having schedule, and we also talked about scheduling like lunch, dinner, having a plan. I think the biggest thing, and we've heard this repetitively, in any part of life, if we fail to plan, we're planning to fail. So we want to have a plan, make sure that we have things stocked up in the pantry and the refrigerator that we know are good and healthy for us. We know that they're quick go-tos, we can use them, and our family will consume them, and it's going to help build health and not go in the other direction.
Absolutely. So it might be hard to fill up your pantries right now because things are flying off the shelf. Yes. But the great news is that even when we walked in the grocery store, all of the fresh produce, all the things are more simply made. They're still there, and there's plenty of them. And so as we walk through this, we really want to start by helping you plan and prepare first and foremost. So planning, like we talked about, you want to make sure that you have meal plans ready. Have really quick recipes to go to that you know how to make it by heart. You know how to do it in 15-20 minutes, so that when it's a quick, I gotta make something fast, you know how to do that exactly how it is.
Even if your husbands think you've had it 2 times already this
Mine
week.
is sitting back there, and he knows which meal I'm talking about because I make it all the time. But it's easy, it's quick. We can post that recipe for you too, or I'll show a video of me making it, because I tend to make it at least once a week for the whole family. But it's quick, and it's also something that we make a double batch of it. So again, that's a really nice way to prepare for it, because then what I'll do is that we can freeze it, pull it out, but we'll use it for lunches, we'll use it for dinners, and just really help spread it out. So when we're in that quick fix mentality, we can pull it out of the freezer really fast. Another great thing that we can do to help with quick meals is crock pots.
Oh yeah.
Even just having chicken. That's one thing that once we have chicken made, we can throw it in a crock pot. Again, that's an easy.
You can put it on salads. You can have it as snacks with some hummus. There's so many different options.
Quick fuel.
It's just having it made and ready. That's the key.
And I think also, as we talk about planning, not only having those quick and easy meals, but for you that have kids, I know that the second I walk out the door and we're in the car, 2 minutes down the road, I hear that voice in the back saying, I'm hungry, right? And that's hard, because it's really, you need to have something that's easy to give them, doesn't make a huge mess.
But not causing
full of
processed inflammation. It's just, we want healthy, good options for them.
Right, and I think that's, even as we talk about that, we talk about what's quick and simple, but we also need to understand that when we're eating sugar, things full with dyes, processed foods, toxins, what does that do to our body? And when we think about that, a lot of times we think, well, it just affects my stomach or my gut, but it's impacting our entire cell function and our entire body as we walk through that. And so when we put that sugary stuff, that processed stuff, it's really depleting our immune system.
Yep, it's a heavy load on our body, so it's focusing on processing all that unprocessed, nasty, artificial stuff, and then what doesn't get attention anymore? Our immune system, our cells, our organs. We want to make sure we're focusing and having our body just heal the best that it possibly can.
Right, and that comes from that great nutrition.
Yep.
It boosts that immune system. It gives our body what it needs to function and heal every single
Yep.
day. And I can even tell that when I start Kobe off on something that not as good of a nutrient, he is in not a great mood the rest of the day. And so we can tell instantly when he gets even a vegetable or some good organic free-range eggs,
good fats,
so much better start to
avocado.
that morning and the day. And he eats better because when we eat sugar, guess what we crave? We
Sugar.
crave sugar, right? And so it's really important for us, our kids too, to make sure they're getting good nutrition now, because that is also going to help set them for stage in life to get good nutrition. So they may fight it right now, but by leading them now, it's going to actually help them eat better, and they'll thank you in the long run.
Yeah.
So some great snacks that I always have for Kobe on hand, and you have for Jada, are even things like carrots, organic carrots, that easy to grab, easy to take with you. We do Lara bars a lot, which you look at those ingredients, only has about 4 or 5 nutrients in it. Again, easy, he loves them, quick.
You don't want to
not
have
messy.
4 of those in a day.
No, there's sugar,
but they're
dates,
quick and
but
easy to. It's a healthier sugar
option.
option. Yep.
We also do a lot of nuts. So if your kids can have nuts, it's a great thing that we can do for our kids as well. So just having those simple fruits and vegetables on hand, those quick snacks are going to really help set them up well.
Oh, Dr. Lindsay, another thing about fruits and vegetables, when you're shopping for produce, what you can go to is look up the EWG's latest list of the clean 15 or the dirty dozen. Sometimes the clean 14 and the dirty 13, just kind of depends. And then the ones that are clean, you don't need to necessarily buy organic.
Save
The
your
ones that
money
are
a little
dirty,
bit.
buy organic. Otherwise, they are full of pesticides soaked in it. They're toxic for our bodies and super toxic for our kids. So look that up. That can kind of give you an easier way to write out a shopping list of what produce to buy organic and not organic. And another thing too about getting good fruits and vegetables is the dynamic greens. So I know that for Dr. Lindsay right now, that Jada's not getting these greens yet. She's getting them through me. But Kobe will always get this in the day. It's just a good foundational start to get a good solid amount of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, so that way they're not just craving things the rest of the day. They're starting off with a solid foundation. That's the same for us.
Right.
Like we get these as well.
Every single day, and when I make them for my child, again, it's only about like 1/4 of a scoop, but the great thing is I can also hide things in there. So I hide vitamin D in there, vitamin
Apple cider
C,
vinegar.
apple cider vinegar, and he has no idea. He thinks it's kombucha. But it's a great way to get them some good nutrients, but also help them hide some stuff in there too if you're trying to hide some good supplements in there as well. And so that's a really good start to making sure that you're getting those good quick meals in and those good snacks in as well. And also another good tip as you're out grocery shopping is making sure you don't have the junk, right?
Yep.
Don't go shopping when you're hungry, because when you're hungry, what do you buy? More than you need. More than you need, and usually stuff that maybe you normally wouldn't eat, causing your bill to go up a little bit higher, and then you come home and you have stuff that's not as healthy. So it's really important, just don't buy the stuff that you don't need, right? Shop the perimeter of the grocery stores, the produce, the fresh
Buy organic
aisles.
if you can.
Yes.
It's always best, but we also understand everybody's on a different kind of budget. So do what you can.
Yep.
Just try and stick to clean, unprocessed, whole foods. Like try and get it as in the less processed form, the better. So if you can pick it, pluck it, like that's going to be your best option.
The full whole foods, right?
Yep, whole
That's
foods.
exactly
Yep.
what we want. And then once you start to get down those processed, man-made foods, that's when we start to see a lot more of that stuff just coming in. So really try not to have that stuff at home, that crap at home.
The crap,
that's
the carbonated
filled with
beverages, any refined sugars, even just too much sugar in anything is not going to be good for us. Sugar actually competes in the cell with vitamin C. Vitamin C is a strong immune booster, so when we're drinking sugar and then taking a vitamin C supplement, what wins? The sugar. So make sure you minimize sugar. That's going to help your body truly thrive in a lot of different avenues. So you want to make sure you get anything that has artificial colors, flavorings. Those are not good for us. Just stick clear of processed food, sugar, refined, anything that's not natural.
Right, and I think even as you talked about the vitamin C and sugar, how they compete in the cell, I think as providers, we tend to hear a lot of people like, oh, I'm getting my vitamin C through
orange juice.
But there's a lot of sugar that's added to that. And again, it's competing. And so the better way to make sure you're getting that vitamin C is making sure you're taking a whole food supplement.
Drink this as juice and then get your vitamin C.
There you go. There's your juice and vitamin C. That works too.
Yeah.
But really making sure that we just have those good things.
Yeah. And there's always times when you want to crave something sweet and you want to crave something that...
And having that backup then.
Yep. So for me, there's a chocolate flavor of this. That is my go-to. Dr. Lindsay makes fun of me. I probably have 4 to 5 of those a day. But they're great nutrients.
Right.
The other thing that I have is they're no-bake energy protein balls, and those are fantastic. You can make, again, like a double or triple batch. Have those available, hand them out to your friends, your family.
Let your sister come over and eat a couple of them.
Have
like
those
I
on
always
hand
do.
for your 31-week pregnant sister. But you can also freeze those and be able to pull them out ahead of time if somebody decides to stop over. And you have things there that you can entertain, or if the kids get hungry, you have something that's a healthier option. That's not full of tons of processed sugars.
Yeah, feed that sweet tooth, because we all have it at times, or maybe it's the salty tooth. Having that alternative snack, I know if some people like that more salty, they tend to go for those salty chips. There's like a cracker out there called an almond cracker, and that is by, do you remember the company?
Simply Almond.
Simply Almond. Some better ingredients.
Simply Mills.
She'll find the bag in there. I don't know if I have a box right now.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a really great alternative too if you're more of a salty person. Not salty person, but you like salt.
Like bean chips. So you can get like black bean chips, pinto bean chips. It's literally black beans, black bean flour, and then salt. So
some good alternatives. And as we continue to talk about alternatives, we've kind of put out an array of things that we use at our house on a daily basis. For you guys just to really start looking into what you have in your cupboards. Again, we're home. So this is a good time to start just reading the ingredients on your label.
What do you got in your pantry?
What's in there, start throwing some things away. I know sometimes we hear like, oh, I don't want to throw it away, I paid money for that. But sometimes it's good just to start getting rid of that stuff that's full of junk.
And the key to remember when you're going through this stuff, as you read the ingredients, the less ingredients, the better. The first ingredient listed is going to have the most amount of stuff. So if the first ingredient is sugar,
that means that's mostly made out of sugar is what that means. So they put it in order of how much is in it with the number one ingredient with the most of that ingredient. So some good stuff for this, that. We talk a lot about flours. When you're cooking, you like to bake. Dr. Julia, as you know, if you're a patient in our office, is the good baker over here. But she's got this stuff down. So alternatives for flour would be things like almond flour,
coconut flour.
Those
are even like these keto pancakes from Costco are made with cassava flour, almond flour, tiger nut flour, you name it. It's some great quick, and this is a quick and easy option. Literally all you have to do is add water.
Make. They're fantastic. So those are great for flours and baking, if that's what you
like
to do.
Following this too, I'll be making some videos of me baking. Dr. Lindsay will be the one cooking. I'll be doing some baking videos.
I don't bake.
Give you guys some quick tips and easy things to be able to make and get it in your on your list.
Yeah, great time to start trying new recipes as well as you walk through this, because again, we're home, we can try it. You
can do stuff as a family. Cook as a family, bake as a family.
Make it interesting, make it
get
fun.
Flour everywhere.
And you can have some honest feedback from some good peer review, kids and family members, right? But some other great alternatives that we like to talk about are milk. We talk about dairy. Dairy creates a lot of inflammation in our body. When we have inflammation, again, it suppresses our immune system. So we want to make sure that we're getting a good alternative. So coconut milk is a great one.
We like to get organic if we can. Again, this is USDA organic certified. Less ingredients, the better. Again, it's literally just, you can even get canned coconut if you want. They have that at Trader Joe's. You get organic canned coconut or canned coconut cream.
And that's great for, again, doing like
soups, into
curries, all sorts of stuff. Smoothies to get some good healthy fats.
I'll mix that up with some chia seeds for Jada, like, little things like
Big
that.
Big time. And I think a lot of times too, people talk about pasta. A lot of people are like, I can't get rid of my pasta. I love pasta. But they've got some great alternatives. So this one comes from Trader Joe's, and it's just brown rice and flour, organic brown rice and flour, organic brown rice and water. So there's some great alternatives out there. Yes, it happens. But there's some great alternative noodles.
Black bean noodles, red lentil noodles, and you can find those at Trader Joe's. Target will start to have those as well too. So
Costco, there's all sorts of different options for that. Another great one that I think we need to talk about is peanut butter. A lot of people go to the standard peanut butter and they're feeding their kids
Jif or
Skippy, Jif. If you actually go and read the label, if you've never read the label, here's a challenge for you today. Go and read the label in your pantry or your refrigerator. It's got a lot of added things to it. And so you can get peanut butter, almond butter, sunflower, whatever it is, where it's basically just almonds or just sunflower seeds. So start to look for that. They taste great. It'll be a change, but they taste great. They work great. And a good alternative.
They're better nutrients.
Yeah, a better alternative for those kids and for you guys as well as you go cooking through there.
Another swap that we have up here too, so a lot of times people use like soy sauce in certain meals, and soy can be detrimental to our hormone levels and cause high estrogen, and so that can be linked with a lot of other health issues because of that. So we've personally chosen to try and avoid that as much as we can. It depends on the source of soy, but this is going to be a really great option. It's organic coconut aminos, so that's another great option if you're cooking like Chinese food or other stir fries. Like that's a really great option.
Yeah, and one thing that we have found great for our patients is, what is it, Flav City?
Oh yeah, Flav City. So he has his own YouTube channel, and his name's Bobby Parrish, and he will go into Costco, Aldi's, Trader Joe's, Target. He'll tell you, hey, these are the top things to buy, the top healthiest things. These are the things to avoid. You can even like look up protein powders. Hey, what are the best protein powders? What are the best creamers? What things should I be looking for with dairy? Like, why is dairy not good? And he'll explain all of those things, even why natural flavors or artificial flavors are not good for our body and what it does to them too. So that's a great resource. So Flav City, Bobby Parrish on YouTube. He has his own channel. Subscribe,
check it out.
Follow it. It's really great.
We got some extra time that we can tune in and watch those things as well. So these are some good ideas of sample things to help with your families you guys are going through. So again, just challenging you guys to read ingredients, make some meals, prepare ahead of time. And then also during this time right now with everything that's going around, we want to make sure we're having a strong immune system. So yes, nutrition is number one. You want to fuel your body with that good nutrition. But we also know that we want to make sure we're giving our body the best possible fighting chance when it comes to our immune system. So really good supplementation is also going to be important.
Yes, because we could eat super clean, super healthy, the best that we could, all organic. And because of what's happened to our soil, things have been depleted. So we're still not going to get all the nutrients, all the needs that our body requires in order to have a strong immune system. So the top supplements that Dr. Lindsay can
so vitamin C, again, as we talked about, it's just really helping boost our immune system. So we always recommend a really great vitamin C, and you can get that in pill form or again the liposomal form in the liquid, which is just going to help boost that immune system. This one actually is one that I put in Kobe's juice, just a little squirt to help him get his vitamin C.
And the other big thing with vitamin C, if you are fighting something off, it's mucogenic. So essentially what that means is it's going to break down the mucus. So whether that's in your lungs, in your throat, in your nose, like that's going to help eradicate all that stuff and help your body cleave and remove all those foreign bodies in your system.
Yeah, absolutely. The next one would be vitamin D. We get it from the sun. And what we continue to see is that here in the Midwest, guess what we don't see for how many months now? The sun, right? So we want to make sure we're getting plenty of vitamin D3 within our body. That's going to help boost that immune system, and so especially during the winter months, we got to make sure we're taking that.
So during the year, we take like 5,000 IUs a day. If we're fighting something off, our body's expressing life is what we call it. We're not sick. We're just expressing life. We're fighting it off. We'll take up to 10,000 IUs a day, and now that all depends on your body type. So we could figure out the best amounts for you as well too through that process.
Absolutely. And so those are the main, and then probiotic. Our probiotics, it's good bacteria. And it goes throughout our whole body. It's our number one line of defense. It's actually our own personal bacteria. We have bacteria.
Our gut is literally like our second brain. So our first brain is by far like the most important thing for everything to function heal, but our gut is like our second brain. So that has to have good bacteria.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we eat food that isn't feeding it well, our gut starts to just get destroyed. So we want to make sure we are, one, getting those good nutrients, but then also supplying replenishing the best good probiotics. And that's going to help boost that immune system as well. So those are the number one things that we are doing, the top 3 supplements to make sure our immune system is boosted during this time, as well as just making sure our kids are getting that good immune function as well.
So we're talking about obviously nutrients, but also what we're drinking. So a really fun thing you can do as a family is have a water challenge.
Oh yeah.
So we know that we should all be drinking half our body weight in ounces. So if I'm 150 pounds, I need to be drinking 75 ounces of water a day, right? So what you can do is get that amount for each person in the family, set cups out, either the same cups, similar size, something, and say, hey, okay, whoever drinks this water first wins the prize. So you can have a really cool prize, something fun, just kind of a cool way for the family to come together and stay hydrated and healthy, because water helps clear toxins out, helps decrease inflammation,
keeps our organs
helps our body
properly
do what it needs to do. We're like over 70% water, so it's kind of key.
Be careful with that pee challenge or that water challenge. You might have some people peeing a little more often. I know Kobe would be running to the bathroom pretty fast.
You should have enough TP though, so we should be
questionable these days, right?
So
but yes, feel your family.
Yeah, if you have any questions, comment, email us, call us. We'd love to. If we didn't give you enough instructions on anything, let us know, and then stay tuned for all the videos that we're going to be having done as well, regarding meals and weeks. All that.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up is going to be Move and Groove. Part 4.
Move and groove. No, but in all seriousness, our bodies literally were created to move. We were designed to move, and the benefits of moving your body are endless, and we could list those off, but the biggest things is going to help decrease inflammation, help keep your immune system boosted, and decrease stress off our body. When we work out, when we move our body, how do you feel afterwards?
Better. You feel energized.
Accomplished, achieved. No one ever regrets working out. Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
I think a lot of times, especially now that it's been colder outside and we're all stuck at home, we don't have gyms to go to right now. It's tough for us to get motivated. So I think a lot of times for us, it's just that getting started with that workout and having that new routine in place. So really just taking that time to plan it, to get that exercise in and move the body, because it's going to help you, again, just decrease that stress, boost that immune system, and also keep you energized to keep going through the day with the family home.
And I think it's remembering it's not about, I can't do an hour of time, I can't do half an hour of time. Even just 10 minutes is better than not moving your body at all. Even sitting outside like this for 10 minutes is going to be so beneficial. So make it easy, make it fun. You can set up a time in that schedule that we talked about to have a dance party as a family. Like, turn on some music, have some fun, move the body. There's even on YouTube, you can find like family workouts, or you can get creative, like as you're doing a push-up, have your kid crawl underneath and then you go down and they jump over.
Lift them up as the weight.
Right,
know?
Yes.
Kids are young enough, you can use them as the weight as you're doing a squat. Be safe and careful, obviously, but you can make it really fun and entertaining. Even for me and Kobe, we are running around oftentimes having races or obstacle courses that we are setting up and running around, and being 31 weeks pregnant, that's enough workout for me half the time, so it's good. But also just getting outside, going for walks as a family, getting the bike out, heading to the park, bundling up, just getting that fresh air is so good to rejuve us, and also spending time with that family and that exercise is going to help pump nutrients and keep us healthy as we continue to move. And I think also if you're hardcore, a lot of people are feeling frustrated because they can't go to their gym. There are a lot of fantastic at-home videos that you can do that can really get your heart rate up, build muscle, and keep you moving. So you do some searches.
Like hardcore, like if you want to have dumbbells, weights, all that kind of stuff. Like Sydney Cummings, I've been working out with her for the past 3 years. She has workouts from low impact to body weight to Tabata to hardcore strength training. So you can find workouts that are kind of like your jam and what you enjoy doing, and it'll also keep you moving.
A lot of people have great apps that they download that you can find specific to what you like to do that keeps you motivated. If you don't like running, doesn't mean you have to go outside and run. You can get great workouts doing other things as well. So find what you enjoy, and especially during this time, being able to find things that you can do as a family so it's enjoyable, and you're also demonstrating to your kids how to stay healthy. I remember as a family growing up, going for bike rides as family, and going for hikes and doing these active things that we continue to do, and obviously it impacted us because
it created habits in us
somehow
that
Dr. Julie and I love to work out, so we enjoy it to this day, and I think a lot of it has to do about the impact that our parents made when they demonstrated to us how important it is for us to get outside, to move, and to take care of our body. We were given one body, and we need to take care of it, make sure we're giving it the things that it needs. When we stop moving, when we stop using it, we start to lose that function. So we want to make sure that we are moving and grooving, having fun with it, and taking care of ourselves, especially if we feel like we've been just at home too often. It's good that we get up and move.
Definitely. Like she said, we only get one body. It comes back to we only get one spine too, and we got to take care of that. So with all that, and we only get one family. We only get those people in our lives for a certain amount of time. We want to maximize the time that we get. So again, going back to what are we focusing on? What's our focus? And have fun through this time. Are you stabilizing your spine? You're taking care of the one thing that takes care of you. Are you fueling your family well? Are they getting the nutrients that they need? Are they staying hydrated? Are you guys making that accessible? And again, move and groove. Move your body, like get creative, whatever that is. Have fun with it. Do the things that you enjoy as you move your body. Don't feel like you're forced to do the things you don't love. enjoy the time, enjoy having fun, focus on these 4 things, make your list. This is your action step. Make your list of things that you need to start doing for yourself and for your family, and make a list of things you should stop doing. And that's going to empower you to maximize this time where we're at home, where we're with our families, not only during this time, but to carry through. It's not about a deprivation program. It's not just a start and stop time. This is something we're going to be implementing as a lifestyle. So we're here for you guys. We're walking with you. We're excited to, and encouraged, even for us through this time, to be able to make changes and continue to walk forward.
And I think it's our view on this time in life right now. Obviously, it's a tough time, but taking this challenge of life and just really taking it as an opportunity to change things, to implement things, to really
How are we going to grow?
Yeah, and to continue to grow and empower our family as well, and really get that time together. So we hope this encouraged you. We hope you took some things away. Create those lists. Let us know what you are starting to implement right now that you can't wait to get started with. We know we're going to continue to implement new things in our life.
Stay tuned for follow-up videos, things that we'll be sharing. And we love you guys, and we care about you. And if there's anything else we can do, please reach out.